Hello everyone, Siri Emerald here, and this will be an unboxing video of the new Hot Toys Iron Man 3 Mark XXVII Disco, Sideshow number 902771, MMS 371. Let's get out of the box. I'm actually pretty excited about this figure. Hot Toys has been releasing these, it seems, as the figures that were the ones that showed up at the giant crane, were the first ones to appear when the entire Iron Legion flew up. So this is part of that initial group, which included the Mark 17 Heartbreaker, the Mark 39 Gemini, Mark 40 Shotgun, Mark 35 Red Snapper, Mark 33 Silver Centurion. On the other side of the box we get a very metallic orange and blue. The orange is sparkly everywhere on here. And the 27 is sparkly here. Kind of looks like an aluminum or a metal would look. It says Mark 27 XXVII, that's 10, 20, 5 plus 2 is 7. 1 scale collectible figure, MMS 371, Hot Toys, Movie Masterpiece Series. Right here we have the Sideshow exclusives, so this is only available in select markets. You won't be able to pick it up at brand new from just any toy store. It's only the ones that have exclusive distributorships with Hot Toys. Up top here says Marvel Iron Man 3 trademark. On the left hand side it says What's a scale collectible figure MMS 371. It has a Disco with the 27. On the right hand side, pretty much the same thing, only reversed from that side. On the back, we have all the warnings and information on the Hot Toys company and talking about the type of figure it is. That has choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years old. Adult collectible, not a toy, recommended for ages 15 and up. And on the top of the box it says Iron Man 3. Down the bottom of the box it says Marvel Iron Man 3. And it's a sleeve box, so we just slide that off like that. And there's the figure in its shadow box. On the back of the box, we get the names of the artists who are responsible for this figure. And we'll go ahead and just open this up. And we have our two layers. In the genealogy of things, this piece is actually the Mark XII, which we haven't seen hide nor hair of yet, but the Mark XII didn't have a name either. Not counting the Mark V, which is the one he called the football or the suitcase. The Mark 15 was the first one that he named. So the Mark 12 had no name. Silver and kind of a purplish brown, plum color and gold. But this really is a Mark 12. Now, the Mark 12 is actually the grandfather to a couple of pieces. It borrows a lot of pieces from the Mark 7, which is a grandfather to many pieces. But the Mark 12 is also the grandfather to what we know as the Mark 40, which is really the Mark 23, and the Mark 22 Hot Rod, which later became the War Machine and Iron Patriot. Out of the box, first impressions, I'm really liking his color scheme. And I'm really happy to have this piece. He's a welcome addition to my Iron Man collection. I just noticed on this case, the figure actually had some paint rubbing right here where the thighs rubbed up against the plastic. So I don't know if you can see that or not. The paint actually rubbed off onto the case. The figure staying inside here. And we get the base that we've been getting with the other Iron Legion figures, which is also like the Mech Test Tony Stark. It does have a button that doesn't do anything. It's not even a button, it's just a recessed area where a button would be, for instance on that one that's lit up. So these you can modify and light these up, but no, they do not come light up. But it's the same molding from the one that is light up. So that's this piece, and we get as well the articulated flight pose stand, which just screws in here, and these can then be used to position your figure in various poses, as this can be bent around. You unscrew this up here at the top and place this on here and then screw it back in. We also get the batteries that go into the figure with the little screwdriver plier, and we get the instruction manual. Alright, Iron Man 3 Disco Mark XXVII, scale collectible figure, MMS 371 instruction sheet. Shows us how the LED eyes light up with the switch underneath the top cap, and how the back lights up, or where the batteries go in the back to light up the chest arc reactor, and where the batteries go in the forearm to light up the wrist repulsors, dressers, and how the elbow can be extended to improve articulation, and the feet can be extended to improve positioning and posing. Shows the waist movement on this particular figure, how it can pull apart to increase the posability with the waist, and how the hips have panels that will move out of the way to improve the posability of the legs, and how the hips can be pulled down. Also shows that the chest pieces can come off for different posing options, and that the shoulders are interchangeable for different posing options, as well as the thighs. Now, there's some warnings on here about the batteries, and that just means don't mix old and new batteries. The Mark XXVII is actually a Mark XII, the genealogical aspects of things. Now, as we know it, it takes from the Mark XXI hot rod, or the war machines, the head. It takes from the Mark 40, from the knees down to the shins and the feet, and the arms, and the abdomen. From the Mark VII, it takes the neck, the chest, shoulders, and the hips and pelvis, and the thighs, and the top portions of the knees. Now, with all of those hybrid pieces, that gives us a very good piece with this. Now, they made an improvement. One of the things I really like is that though this is actually the Mark VII pelvis and hip region here, this is an improvement on the Mark VII's pelvis and hip region. On the Mark VII, it's actually a rubber piece that tends to have the disadvantage of fading over time. This is hard plastic, and they've put on it little movable flaps to help in the articulation of the legs. And so this is a great improvement on this particular piece here. Should they decide to redo the Mark VII, oh my goodness, that would be quite a feat in regards to Mark VII is one of the more popular pieces among collectors, and that would really open up a floodgate of, I don't know what it would open a floodgate of, to tell you the truth. But the good thing is I anticipate we would get this new piece in the Mark VII redo, because this is definitely the Mark VII hip area here. That's not the Mark 40. So that is going to allow the movement of the legs to be much improved because of this movable skirt piece or pelvis piece. Now, another thing they did, just like they did in the Mark 21 re-release, they glued this on. So I pried it off, and I don't know why they glued it on. Now, the Mark 27 Disco didn't come with any interchangeable pieces, but gosh, maybe I wanted to pose it with a different piece. So when they glued it on, a couple of things that they did. One is they obviously damaged that paint region right there, because that's where they put the glue at. On the other thigh, they even damaged it more, as they used a mess of glue on this one, and it actually got broken in there. And I hate that that happened, but you know, I don't know why they did that. Now, we get the Mark 40 abdomen, but these pieces don't come out that I see like they do in the Mark 40. But you do get the separation. This piece will retract out of the way to do ab crunches and you get the rotation that you get in the Mark 40. So I'm really impressed with that. Little paint mark there. And the lights go under here, the batteries go under here for the repulsor, and there's a little on-off switch. Cleverly hidden and easy to get to. The elbow pulls apart to improve visibility there. You just pull it straight down, right there, and then you can get more than a 90-degree bend right there. It actually, you'll hear it click as you move it about. It's pretty cool. The shoulder joint is the Mark VII shoulder joint. So you get pivot and rotation in here, but not really that much up and down. So it's the old-fashioned shoulder joint inside there. You do get the bicep rotation right here. And with the Mark VII, you also have the removable chest pieces. So those just come right off here. And these pieces come off right here as well. So you can pose them with or without those on there, however you'd like to pose them. And that's cool. We can glue those on. Also on the Mark VII on the back, we get the multiple flaps. So we have the little ones right there. And then you have that same flat piece that will go up like that. Do that. And then we get the larger flat pieces that go up right there. And that's where the battery compartment is. And there's your switch for the chest repulsor thruster. Now the neck has been improved. It is the neck from the Mark VII. But what they've done is they've made it more adjustable. So what you can do now is you can bend his neck forward more and bend his neck back more than you could before, which is going to give you a greater posability in getting him into the flight pose that is going to be so desirable with this piece. But his neck now moves forward and back a lot more than it did on the Mark VII. Now we're getting a little paint rub right there from underneath that jaw line right there. So you're going to want to be careful about that. A lot of opportunity for paint rub here, especially in the shoulder or the bicep region reaching that arm. So be careful in posing of this figure. Now I want to talk about the legs. You get the knee joint has 2 articulations to it. So you can bend it to that and then just a little bit more. And that's about as far as it goes. So you do get a pretty good bend there. But again, paint rub. What I do like about this leg, which comes from the Mark 40, and by the way, on the knee, that portion of the knee is Mark 7, this portion of the knee is Mark 40, and they've actually glued that together. That doesn't come out there. That's as good, or that's how it is. I will have to glue that piece. Find another way of fixing that. Now, what I do like about these feet is the fact that it can be posed in. I really like these feet. They really did a great job with this on the Mark 40, and it continued on into the Mark 27 here. First off, what you have is the ability to pull the feet down. Now that's nothing new. We have had that in a few other pieces before. So that's going to improve articulation. Next thing we have is this slides up out of the way. Now when you slide that up out of the way, That gives you the ability to pull this up as such. That piece right there, that pulls up out of the way. Which then gives you the opportunity to move this foot. Now if it's not out, if it's in, to move it up more. So you can see how that could be beneficial in posing. Now, when you pull it out, push this piece up. This little toe cap slides back and forth, or however you want to pose that. But now, with it pulled out, you get a practically straight line here, which again is perfect for flight poses when he's flying, because you would imagine that's would be his supersonic position of flying in that manner. Accessories, it comes with 2 extra pairs of hands. You get 2 articulated hands, which have the ability of posing them into different positions. And you get 2 repulsor thruster hands, which are angled so that he can be put into flight pose. You also get the interchangeable rockets that go up on his shoulders. The life of the party, the Mark XXVII Disco. So thanks for watching, everyone. Follow me on Facebook at Siri Emerald and at Twitter at Siri Emerald. Follow me on Pinterest and Instagram, Patreon. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button. You'll find that right down here. To be notified when I post new videos, you're going to want to click that subscribe button. You'll find that right there. Share this video with your friends. That helps out a lot. To see the last 2 videos I made, you'll find those right over here. And thanks again for watching, everyone. See you on the next video. Happy collecting.